Well, hello there. Did you ever see or hear something simple and think to yourself, that makes sense. Why didn't I think of that before? Something I heard is that pufferfish don't use air to inflate into that little ball. Makes sense, right? Because they live in water, they're not sucking in air. Okay, so maybe that's a bit random, but today I'm going to share count them, 5 things that I've learned about drones that have caused me pain at one time or another, in the hopes that I can save you that same pain in this yet another 3-Minute Thursday. I didn't mention it earlier, but these tips can work for any drone. Doesn't matter if it's a DJI, Potensic, Fimi, a Holy Stone, some other brand, it doesn't matter. These tips come from my experience flying drones for the last 5 or 6 years, and I can honestly say that I've made every single one of these mistakes at one point. Of course, as we go through these, let us know in the comments if you've already done some of these, and of course if you learn different things as well, make sure you drop them below so we can all learn from each other. So let's put 3 minutes on the clock, starting now. Ooh, I gotta be more careful with this thing. So tip number 1 is an expensive one if you forget. And that is remove that gimbal cover before you power on the drone. Now, I know everybody says, oh, I would never do that. I would never forget that gimbal cover on there. But it's really easy to do when you're all excited. You get all set up, you set it down, you start powering on the drone. It does happen. And by doing that, if you power it on, it will stress that gimbal. And it might not happen the first time, but if you do it multiple times, that gimbal is going to stop reacting or at least start going wonky. One of the things that I did to help myself remember, and you'll notice that there's this goofy string here on my Mavic, and I actually took a little ribbon, and it can be a little string or anything, and I hook it around the arm. And the other end, I drilled a little hole in this gimbal cover here. I'll see if I can get a little shot of that. And that way, when it's laying here, I can see that there's this kind of string or ribbon hanging there, and I'm not going to forget. It reminds me. Then I can just unloop it here, take it off the arm, and there's no problem. Then I have it in the case, and when I'm all done flying, I go to put it away, do the same thing, and then of course reinstall it so that it's there for next time. Number 2. The night before taking the drone out, make sure you format the SD card, or at least make sure there's ample space if it's already formatted, and then insert it into the drone so it's there. I cannot tell you how many times I've got out, got all set up, started flying, and then get a prompt that the SD card was missing. Or worse, you didn't even get a prompt, and you get home after flying all day and find you have no HD footage. And another point is that I know a lot of people always ask is, well, what card do I recommend in a drone? And almost always, 99% of the time, I use this SanDisk Extreme Pro card. And I just found it's very reliable. I've lost one of these in all the years I've been flying. And I usually only do the 64 gig. Don't worry about trying to get some more expensive one. That will work just fine. And of course, I'll leave links for this stuff in the description so you can go check those out if you want. Number 3, don't forget to click the record button. Now, you might be thinking, what kind of a dork forgets to click the record button? Well, you'd be surprised. Sometimes when you're doing quick shots, for instance, it does the quick shot and it makes you stop the recording, and then it starts recording when you start the quick shot. Then when it's all done, it stops to record. It happens. So just take that mental note or a physical note and remember to click that video button and start that record. And since I'm talking about clicking a button here, if you're enjoying any of the content so far, take a moment and click that like button. Really appreciate it. Number 4, make sure that you set up your drone so it will run into a tree. Say what? This one pertains more to new drones or maybe older drones that are new to you, but set your maximum altitude limit to 50 feet and then fly in an open area surrounded by trees. Yes, you'll want to do a few test flights before you just go up to your maximum height and start flying around, because if something goes wrong, then it will run into a tree. I know that sounds bad and bad for your wallet, but not as bad as if your drone is out of control and runs into an airport runway or a busy highway or diverts a helicopter. Yes, you control where it crashes until you're confident it is a working aircraft. And lastly, believe it or not everyone loves drones as much as you or I do. In fact, there are Karens out there who will make an effort to search you down and try and ruin your day on purpose just because you're flying a drone. Now, of course, it's true. Some of these people were dropped on their head when they were a baby, or maybe they ate lead paint as a child. We never really know. But regardless of their mental problem, they will search you down and just try and ruin your day. If you've watched this channel for a while, probably heard me say this before, and that is my last tip: fly it like you stole it. This does not mean to fly your drone like a wild man like we see on the news, but it means plan your day, pick your location, charge your batteries, get everything ready that you'll need, then go out, get your footage you want, and pack up and put it away. If you need to charge a battery or something, do it in your car or out of the way. Don't sit out in the middle of an open area fiddling with your drone. It will just give Karen a chance to find you and create a confrontation. So get in, get what you need, move on, and fly it like you stole it. All right, so let's just take a little time here at the end as a bonus for you guys that stick around this long and give away some swag. So I have some stuff here from Pilot Institute. I have keychains, I have some nice lanyards, really nice stuff, really good quality. I have a flashlight for a pilot for reading documents in the dark. And because I mentioned Pilot Institute and they gave us this really nice swag here to give away, make sure if you're not familiar with them or if you're thinking about your 107 at all, I'll leave a link here for a video to those guys because they really are the professionals that you want to deal with if you're going to get your 107 or just have some other questions. They got a lot of free stuff too, so I'll put a link. You can go check that out. Alien drone stuff here as well. I've got alien drone stickers. I've got a wet dry towel from Boeing here, cooling towel. So how are you going to win this swag? Well, all you need to do is in the comments below, put the text, "I want to win some swag," followed by a number between 1 and 100. In about 2 weeks from when this video is published, I'll pick 5 random numbers. And if your number happens to be there and you have the right text, I will notify you in the comments. So once you see the notification that you've won, send me an email to the email address that's here on the screen. Let me know your address and I will send it on its way free of charge, shipping included and everything. And that's it. So good luck to you. And if you want to check out some videos with more drone tips, of course, I'll see you over here shortly. Till then, good flying.